Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Matthew Shack live here in Los Angeles. What's popping? Let me go ahead and clean my screen right quick. That's better. That's better. Welcome to Matthew Shack Unfiltered. What's going on, man? Monday, okay? Last day of the month. And we got a couple of things we're going to discuss today. First things first, salute to the Unfiltered Nation, salute to the Unfiltered fam, salute to the Mod Squad, salute to the goons in the chat. Run the likes up for your boy, keep the likes at 50%. Last but not least, tip your bartender. What's goody? What's going on with you guys, man? It's a day here in LA where it's raining, then it ain't raining, then it's raining, then it ain't raining. So I couldn't even come out here and blaze one for the nation because it looks like it's gonna rain at any second. So I'm gonna do more than one live today. I'm gonna break them up because there's a lot of subjects that I want to cover, and I don't want to be out here and get caught in the rain, man. So we're gonna do them one by one. All right. So first things first, man. What's going on with all y'all out there, man? What's happening? I don't know if you guys got the day off today. It's National Holiday Cesar Chavez Day. So some of you guys had it off, some people didn't. But if you did, enjoy yourself. And if you didn't, once you get off of work, enjoy yourself. But I had to talk about this situation, man. And we're going to stay on subject on this one. Okay? We're going to stay on subject. This dude right here, man. Kanye West, bro. This cat. I just saw the DJ AKADEMIKS interview this morning. Him and DJ AKADEMIKS here in LA that was done, I guess, a week or two ago. And this cat, Kanye West, had on a black Ku Klux Klan fit, leather. And he gave everybody the business, bro. About a 1 hour, a little bit less than, maybe more than an hour. I think it was 70 minutes of just him, the camera rolling, no edits, him talking absolutely crazy about everybody, bro, not holding his tongue at all. And I had to talk about it, bro. So we're going to stay on subject. We're going to stay on subject. All right. And this interview was one of the craziest interviews I've ever seen, bro. A lot of you guys, may not understand that I am a celebrity interviewer. That's how I got my bones. You can come and look on my channel. You could see me interviewing Kendrick Lamar. You could see me interviewing a bunch of other cats. And I used to do this. So interviewing and sitting down with a notable person in the world or in entertainment or, sports or whatever it is, you pretty much, man, never know what's going to happen. You always hope you're going to get a good interview. But then this interview right here was overwhelming. I could see that AKADEMIKS was like perplexed. A man that definitely knows how to talk didn't have anything to say after certain things that Kanye West said. So we won't get right into it, man. Kanye West, bro. I'm telling you, man. Hate him or love him. I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. Hate him or love him, and understand. I got the doors open. I got the doors open, so flies and rats and roaches will come in. Okay, we don't got the screen door closed. We're gonna let them come in here and we're gonna cook them. All right, one by one. With that being said, man, Kanye West, man, one thing that I'll definitely say about him, man, is that I have to respect the fact that he does not hold his tongue for nobody. He really is not afraid. Unlike most people who say they ain't scared, when your pockets start getting affected, you'll be scared. When your career is in jeopardy and they tell you you're never going to do this again and they cancel you and they try to take your kids away from you and they try to, commit you to a hospital, which is all the things that happened to him, whether he did it to himself or not. These are all things that are documented that they had him on medication. They try to control him. They try to, threaten him and, take his money and lost his endorsement deals and all this stuff, man, stuff that probably 99.9% of us would have been stopped. We would have said, okay, man, I ain't gonna say no more because it's affecting my money, it's affecting my life, it's affecting my kids, it's affecting, everything. This man, when you say somebody not giving 0 F's, this dude is definitely him, bro. Gotta give him respect for standing on his square, whether you believe or like what he's saying. The man is not budging, bro. He's not stopping. Okay. So he went at everybody, bro. And I got all the quotes right here, bro. I wanted to be accurate. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to misquote nobody, bro. I'm going to read it exactly how it's written. I got all of it down, everything that he said in that interview. I was sitting there just like, I could not believe this man really sitting up here with a net worth of $2 billion. At least that's what he says. And even on paper, Forbes says he's worth 400 million. I mean, damn, you're a millionaire 400 times. I don't think that you really can do anything to this dude. Like, he's not tripping. Like, I'm wealthy. $400 million to $2 billion, however you want to slice it up. If you want to believe Ye, it's $2 billion. If you want to believe Forbes, it's 400 million. I'm willing to think that both of those are exaggerations. I'm willing to say that Kanye may not be worth $2 billion and he's not worth 400 million. I think I'll split it in the middle. He's definitely, if not billion, close to it. 900 million, 800 million, something like that. All right. So let me just read some of the things that he said, man. First of all, the cat had on a black Ku Klux Klan fit. I'm just like, man, are you kidding, man? Are you kidding me, bro? Okay. So here's what he said, man. First person that he went at was talking about was Jay-Z and them, and he was talking about, he wore a Ku Klux Klan outfit, pointed hood and all, and he had already came off multiple rants that's been on Twitter. Okay, so he sent shots at Jay-Z, Kim Kardashian, Kendrick Lamar. He sent shots at Playboy Cardi. He sent shots at J. Cole. He sent shots at, of course, he was talking about, certain members of certain races and brought all that up. And he definitely just made it do what he did. Okay, so here we go. First thing he said, man, was he was talking about Jay and Beyonce, bro. And his relationship with Jay-Z and Beyonce has been really weird ever since he came on stage and defended Beyonce with Taylor Swift, maybe about 8 to 10 years ago, when he took the mic from her and said that Beyonce had the greatest video of all time, and that's when the beginning of his meltdowns began at that point. Okay, so it says right here, man. He says first thing he did was a couple of weeks ago when he said, "Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay and Beyonce's younger kids?" And he said that they look, the R word, retarded. He said, man, the kids look retarded. Then he doubled down on it. Then he deleted it. Then he doubled down on it. Okay. That wasn't enough. So in this interview, man, it wasn't really an interview. It was like, he was just wanting to rant. So he just used DJ AKADEMIKS to rant, because when AKADEMIKS asked a question, he just was, let me say this, let me say that, let me say this, let me say that. So really he was interviewing him. Okay, so here's what he said, bro. I couldn't believe this. He said he doubled down on what he said about his kids, because he's like, hey, man, don't you think that you shouldn't have been saying nothing about somebody's kids? And have you noticed, man, lately people are just going after people's kids and talking shit about people's kids, bro. Okay, I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, bro. I mean, this is the new thing. Everybody's talking about somebody else's kid. Okay, and then when a parent gets buck wild, then you guys blame the parent for that. Okay, Bron shouldn't have said nothing. Stephen A. talking about his son. Oh, this person shouldn't have said nothing about this. No, dog. No, man. My kid's my kid, no matter how old he is. If I wanna check you, I wanna walk up on you. I wanna get in your grill and let you know what it is. You don't get to tell me my kid's too old for that. That doesn't work. Okay. So he said this. He said, Jay-Z, Beyonce, you ain't helped me when I was having problems with my kids. That's the first thing. He's mad at Jay-Z and Beyonce. He's talking about their kids, because when he needed help with his kids, they didn't help, which doesn't make any sense to me. You're going to attack my kids because your kids were in a situation. But let's continue, okay? You could have used your influence. You ain't showed up to my first wedding, which was Kim. You ain't my family. He also said he doesn't care if he offended the Brooklyn rapper. He said, fuck him. How much money you think Jay-Z makes off my catalog versus what I make off of it? Next question. He said, fuck Jay-Z, man. You ain't my family, homie. You didn't sign me anyway. Dame Dash signed me. I was like, okay, me being in the entertainment industry and the music industry, I know there was things in there that he said was facts. Facts was this. Jay-Z definitely definitely did not sign him, and he did not want to sign him. Damon Dash was the one that signed Kanye West. That's first and foremost to Rockefeller. As far as using their influence to help his family, was it their responsibility to get in there? And to be honest with you, I think Jay-Z and them was being respectful to your situation, and I'm not sabotaging my stuff. But then I understand that Kanye West is saying, hey, I was asking for help and you didn't help me. So since my kids, I feel my kids are suffering, I'm gonna attack your kids, which I don't agree with. Okay? Because kids are not supposed to be in this. Kids don't have nothing to do with it, dog. But there's a lot of people out there who want to attack other people's kids. That just seems to be the wave now. Keeping somebody else's child, regardless if they're grown or not, in somebody's mouth in a personal way. Nah, dog. You got to get seen for that. Where I come from, we're going to come see you for that, bro. Wherever it is, dog. Okay. It could be in front of the church. I see you, I'm pulling over, and I'm stepping to you. All right. So that's the first person that got it. Okay. The next person that got it was John Legend. Absolutely funny what he said. Okay. If you don't know, Kanye West has put a lot of people on. He put John Legend on. John Legend was signed to Kanye West's Good Music label, which is how you know about him in the first place. Okay. So Kanye West is directly responsible for John Legend being the icon he is because he gave him a deal. He signed him. So here's what he said about that. Okay. John Legend, he said, John Legend's, and everything I'm saying is verbatim. I don't care about anything else. I'm just going to say exactly what's being said. He said, John Legend's old sissy ass. I ain't never did nothing wrong to that nigga. I changed generations of his life. He got on that F word that begins with an F and ends with a T, ass hot sweater. He said he wears a hot ass sweater in Barbados. He said, and he smells like mashed potatoes, quote unquote. I was crying, bro. I mean, he said it with so conviction. He said this nigga be wearing a hot ass sweater in the summer in Barbados. And if you know what, man, every time I do see John Legend, he got on a hot ass sweater. I mean, some shit is funny, bro. Like, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I always see that nigga in a hot ass sweater. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I do. When have you not seen John Legend in a damn Christmas sweater? I see that nigga in a sweater all the time. It's either a damn turtleneck. Okay. We are ordinary people. Just hot. He said, hot ass sweater. Okay. Hot ass F word sweater. And he smells like mashed potatoes. I was like, damn, dog. How does mashed potatoes smell, dog? That shit was funny. I'm telling you, dog. I'll cry and laughing, man. And he's got on a Ku Klux Klan hood. You can't even see his face, bro, with the point, all that shit. I'm like, man, that shit was hilarious. Okay. Next person that got it was Kendrick Lamar, bro. And surprisingly, a couple of weeks ago, he gave Kendrick Lamar props and said he didn't want no problems with Kendrick. And he said that Kendrick Lamar killed his nemesis, Drake. And you know that Drake and him has had run-ins, and Drake, said that he was going to creep on his house and mess with Kim and all this stuff and all these other songs. But surprisingly, man, he had some good things to say about Drake. And this is what he said. He said, this is what the thing is. Although the rest of the hip hop community largely agrees Kendrick out-rapped Drake during the 2024 beef, Kanye had a different opinion. He told DJ AKADEMIKS, quote, Drake is 1,000,000 times better than Kendrick and 1,000,000 times more important, and Kendrick has no hits, quote unquote, quote unquote. He said Drake is 1,000,000 times better than Kendrick and 1,000,000 times more important. But a few weeks ago, you said you didn't want no problems with Kendrick. And he said, that stuff I said about Jay-Z and his kids, I want Kendrick to know that that's the kind of energy I'm on. And if he wants some of this, that's where I'm coming with it. In other words, I'm going to come at your kids too. Okay. And I was like, because he said, I'm the king and I'm better than all these niggas. So I had to think about it. If Kendrick and Drake and Kanye got into a battle, who would win? I don't think Kendrick is losing to Kanye on a battle. I think Kanye is going to use all the extra tactics and go super duper far with it outside of rapping. I don't think that he's going to beat Dot in that. And I think he knows that. What he wanted to do was throw, a warning shot across the bow, because right now Kendrick is the top rapper, and he is jealous of that. I think he's really bothered that he's not the man anymore. Okay, because he said that. I'm the king. I'm the king. Now all these niggas ain't better than me. He was doing all of that. And I'm like, you got to put out some material that people are going to side with you on. I'm telling you now. Okay. Then he accused Kendrick Lamar of copying his previous album. He said the last Kendrick album, not that GNX, but the previous one, which was Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, is a direct copy of The Life of Pablo. It's like, oh, these drums are from this song, this approach to this song. So he's saying, hey man, Kendrick bit off of me, stole my shit, stealing my material, using what it is I use, this, that, and the other. Now I'm gonna tell you this shit right now, you guys. I'm a music producer, bro. I mean, I've done a lot of shit. Movie soundtracks, major labels, all kinds of shit. Remixes, I've done a lot of shit. I know for a fact that the Graduation album, okay? Oh, no. Late Registration, which was Kanye's first album, all right? He admitted himself that he took drums and the drum patterns off of The Chronic, Dr. Dre's, which I feel is the greatest hip hop album of all time, which is The Chronic, that was released in 1992. That to me is the GOAT album. That changed everything. Okay, he admitted that he took the drums for his debut album, a lot of the same loops, cut up and chopped up the drums, put it on the damn ASR 10, and used the same exact drum patterns that Dr. Dre used to craft his entire album that hit the charts. So for him to say that somebody, used his work, I don't believe that he used this work. He might have been inspired by it, but you came out and actually said, I took the drums from Chronic, the original Chronic. I took the drum patterns from the original Chronic. I had the same amount of songs on it. He used that whole blueprint, that whole template to create one of the greatest albums of all time that a lot of you guys love, which was Late Registration. Okay. All right. So we got that. All right. Okay. The next person that got it was J. Cole. It seems like he just wants smoke with everybody. All right. He said he threw a quick and deadly jab at him, saying, as J. Cole said, no false idols. Nigga, you the false idol. You can't fuck with me on no period. So he said, you're not even anybody that even should think about saying nothing to me. He didn't say that about Kendrick. He just said Drake is a million times better than Kendrick and more important. But he said that Kendrick has no hits, which ain't true. But he also said, because he rambling. So when you're rambling, bro, you're not having a coherent thought. You're all over the place. You're just jumping back and forth, man. You're over here, then you're over here, next sentence. Then you're back over here, then you're over here. So he was contradicting himself the whole time, okay? The whole time, all right? So he gave J. Cole the business. Then he gave Playboy Cardi the business of this whole situation, which I think Playboy Cardi did kind of play that situation kind of foul. When it came to him being on the album that was just released, that Kendrick Lamar, was executive produced, he's mad about that because he produced the song and he was on the album and they took him off, so he was mad behind that. And that album did do well, but he said, man, you're hitting up Kim to get vocals from Northwest, talking about, hey man, tell my niece to send me some vocals. Dude, he's like, what are you doing, bro? That's my daughter, man. You're supposed to be talking to me. Why are you talking to my ex that I don't get along with and doing all of that shit? Which I thought was kind of foul, man, because Playboy Cardi has a baby with Iggy Azalea, and he mentioned that. He said, yeah, Iggy Azalea is trying to raise their son and keep far away from the Kardashians, okay? Trying to keep them far away, okay? But I thought that was kind of foul if that's to be true. But I did see screenshots of text messages between Kim and Playboy Cardi, because Kim sent them to Kanye saying, why is he asking for vocals for Northwest? So I gotta believe it, because he's never came out and said it didn't happen. But with that being said, man, I thought that was kind of foul for you to go ahead and do that, and you're reaching out to somebody else's kid. Northwest is 13 years old, bro. She's a minor. What's going on here? What's going on with all these people and their kids, bro? All these famous people, all this money, all this adulation, all this award winning and all this shit. Man, these people are screwed up, dog. Like, you don't do that shit, dog. That's not cool. All right. So the last person that got it, then I'm gonna read you guys' questions, was his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. She got absolutely cooked. Okay. He's been more and more outspoken about that because he feels that he doesn't have any control over his kids. Kim is controlling everything. She has custody. I mean, even though they have joint custody, she is, taking everything in regards to the kids. She controls where they go to school at. She controls this. She controls that. And he is pissing them off. So he said, during the interview, he shockingly said he didn't want to have children with this person, Kim, after being with her for the first 2 months. But it wasn't God's plan. Now you got to understand, Kanye West got how many kids by her? He's got 4 kids. How do you continue to have kids with somebody you don't want to have kids with? Now we all understand, things happen. But I got boys that are just like Kanye West. Oh man, I can't stand her. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Dude, you got 6 kids by her, bro. Like, that's 6 separate pregnancies. There's no twins that are involved, bro. There's no twins. There's no triplets. Okay? Everybody knows if you have 6 kids and you don't have any no twins or no triplets or no quadruplets, that's 6 separate pregnancies, bro. So she got pregnant 4 times. Okay, or I mean, there was the last one was a surrogate. Okay, that's the last one was a surrogate. So you don't get to say you knew you didn't want to have kids with her after 2 months when you not only did you marry her, you had 3 kids and 1, inseminated. Like, I don't know what's going on with this cat, man. You just got to admit. Now, I'll give DJ AKADEMIKS credit on this, bro. DJ AKADEMIKS did say, well, when it comes to Kim, one of the few questions he got to ask, people are saying that you don't take accountability because you picked her, which is an absolute salute. I'm glad he said that, bro, because you did pick her, bro. You don't get to slander your baby mama, bro. That was your pick. You picked her, bro. And if you didn't pick her, you picked her by not putting on that plastic that you should have put on, or that rubber, man, or that saran wrap. You didn't do what you needed to do to prevent her from being your baby mama. So you shouldn't get to run around and talk shit, okay, about it. You just have to say, hey, man, I got caught slipping. I ain't never happened again. I ain't with her. I love my kids. I take care of them. But you don't get to walk around and act like you didn't have nothing to do with it. So he said, right, I did F up. I did, okay? I knew not to have no kids with her, and I did anyway, okay? Which is crazy as hell. Crazy as hell, bro. You had 4 kids by her, all right? So then he said, he went on, he said, and I'm reading him. I'm reading Kanye West, man. So, hey, man, anybody got a problem with what I'm saying, dog? You got to take it up with Ye. Don't take it up with me, okay? He said, this white woman and their white family have control over these highly influential black kids that are half the children of Ye, okay? So he's saying, these white people got my black kids and they doing whatever they want to do with it. And when I read that shit, when I heard it, I was like, dude, you do understand that your kids are mixed, right? You do understand that Kim is the biological mother. These kids are not Make-A-Wish kids. These kids are not adopted. Like, these are Kim's kids too, and they're your kids. You made 4 kids. Now, I do understand what he's saying. They are mixed, but in the United States, man, if you got 1 drop of African American in you, all depending on the situation, they're going to judge you as such. Oh, you're mixed as long as you're not in trouble. You're mixed as long as you're keeping your nose clean and you're an abiding citizen and you're going to school. You'll get into that courtroom. You'll find out real quick. Your mama could be whatever she want to be. Your daddy could be whatever she want to be. They're going to look at you the way they're going to look at your ass. And the way they're going to look at you is that you black, and you ain't getting what the other people going to get. That's just what it is. Okay. So With all that being said, funny as hell, bro. Okay. And what was it? What last but not least? Okay. Uh yeah, man. And he said he was on his way to Japan. He's been living in Japan because he said that people are trying to put him in the hospital, trying to commit him, trying to get him caught up. He said people are out to try to unalive him, and he's very paranoid about it. And he's getting his news and shit out there. Now, I'll tell you this right now, man. He said I'm beyond canceled. He's past that, but what can you do to somebody who doesn't have any ties to anybody? He's not with Adidas anymore. He's not with Nike. He's not with Adidas. He's not with Balenciaga. All those deals are over. He just goes directly to his fans. Okay. When he put out the swastika shirt, and he had on the swastika jewelry piece. You can't cancel a man who doesn't need you to survive, to sustain himself. He doesn't need the record industry. He's not signed to UMG. He doesn't have a major record deal. He doesn't have a major clothing manufacturer to do his clothes. He doesn't have a shoe deal. He owns Yeezy 100%. He owns all his masters that he's doing now 100%. He still gets his royalties off his other stuff. And there's nothing that anybody can do unless they start not putting him on these platforms. Now, I went to his Instagram, and his Instagram page was cycling. He's offline. IG, Mark Zuckerberg and them, they disconnected his shit. Cause I'm like, damn, is Instagram down? No, I went to mine. My Instagram was working fine. Okay. I went to his. It was the spinning wheel of death on his shit. All right. Elon Musk is going to let him say what he wants to say on his channel, on Twitter. All right. So at the end of the day, man, I think that it's hard to agree with him on everything. It's hard to agree with Kanye West on everything that he's saying, bro. For me, it is. It's very hard. I could see certain things and be like, okay, because a lot of what he says has truth in it. Like a lot of the things that he's saying, he's throwing the truth in it, but then he's muddying it up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you made the perfect sandwich. Like you're making a sandwich, and then you just get and just undo a whole thing of mayonnaise and just drop all that on the sandwich, bro. Like, doesn't matter anymore. The sandwich was a sandwich until you just dropped a whole big ass jar of mayonnaise and it's stacked up high. Now the sandwich is ruined. You don't get to say, hey man, it's still a good sandwich. Nah, dog, it's ruined. Or you just poured a bucket of water on the sandwich. Like, dude, I can't eat this shit now. Oh, still the same. It's got the same turkey, got the same, mustard, ketchup, blah, blah, blah. But man, the shit is soggy. I can't eat it now. So with this guy, man, it's just interesting to me, man, that he still has the same power that he has. When AKADEMIKS was done, he's like, I got to get out of here, man. I got to get out of the country. Okay. And he had the people that was out there that was with him. Kanye didn't have nobody that looked like him around him. He didn't have no security around him. Everybody that was around him was definitely either of European descent, white, something. And I'm like, he says all this stuff. He wears these big ass chains that have the swastika on it. He's talking about every celebrity that he can. And people are still around him, bro. He's still telling them, hey man, go get my luggage. Hey man, go get this. Hey man, go get that. He still is doing his stuck thizzle, bro. So at the end of the day, don't expect him to be gone. Don't expect anything he says is going to affect him. You can't affect him. He's his own ecosystem. He's his own world. And he got a rabid fan base. Anything he puts out, he's going to sell. He had the swastika shirt. He made $500,000 on those shirts before they took them offline. Like anything he does, somebody's going to pay for it, bro. They're going to pay. Now he's over there in Japan. He's not going to have to worry about anything over there. They're not going to extradite him. They love him there. He could perform. He could do his movies. He could do whatever he wants to do, man. But what he can't do is get back to where he was. And he understands that. He understands that. He is a guy that can't be canceled, but he's a guy that will never be included again. All right. And all I'm saying is, man, Mess around with him at your own peril, bro. If I was any of these people, if I was Kendrick Lamar, if I was Drake, if I was J. Cole, if I was Jay-Z and Beyonce, if I was Playboy Cardi, all these people that he named, outside of Kim K, because she has to deal with him because that's the father of her kids. I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't respond. I wouldn't, because he needs somebody to, to trigger. He needs somebody to get triggered off of what he's doing to get you to engage. Without engaging with him, he's going to just keep rambling. And the more he rambles, the more it's going to be diminished. But I just thought that was the craziest thing I've ever seen, is to see a black man interviewing another black man with a Ku Klux Klan fit on. I mean, I thought I seen it all, bro. I guess I haven't lived long enough. All right. So let me read you guys' comments, man. But I definitely wanted to come in and make it clear that, man, that interview, if you want to be entertained, bro, it's not safe for work. Let me tell you that. Don't be putting that shit on at your job, bro. Okay, a lot of cussing, a lot of F words, a lot of derogatory talk, a lot of shit. It should be honest, I thought it was going to get taken off of YouTube. I thought YouTube was going to censor that shit, but it's up. So if you get a chance, check it out, man. Let me read you guys' comments, man. But this dude right here, man, he really don't give a shit. He don't care, bro. He'll talk about your kids. Oh, another thing, Academics did ask him. He's like, that tweet that you put out about Jay-Z's kids might have been the worst thing you've ever said. You know what he said? Or the best. Or it might just be my greatest one. And I was like, oh, and then he said, so why did you do that? He says, I'm evil. And it was an awkward silence. He said, I'm evil. Academics is looking at him. Nobody said a word. He's boy off the chain, all right? Justice Saab, what's going on? Justice Sizzle, what's happening? Hey, Justice Saab, man, we out here chilling, bro. It's very humid out here. Feels like I'm in Florida right now, bro. Very, very humid here, all right? Get them likes up, man, okay? Greater C-Dub says I got 99 problems, but you know what ain't one, okay? Shady Business in the house, okay? I say I'm gonna stay on subject, okay? I'll come back maybe in an hour or two and we'll talk some other stuff, but I'm gonna stay on subject when it comes to this. All right, what's going on, Sarah K. Scott? What's going on? Hey, Sarah, watch that interview. Kanye West is, I mean, he's polarizing. He's really a very unique person, because you would just think that he's just off the handle, and he isn't. Like, I'm starting to think, is he crazy, or is he's just thinking on another level? Because at the beginning, man, he just opened the door, came in, there was nobody in there, no security, nothing, and he's talking normal and he's doing whatever, and then he says, I'll be right back, and then he goes in the room and he comes back out with the Ku Klux. He was a different dude, and then right after the interview, he took it right off in front of everybody, and he just turned right back into a normal dude again. I'm like, man, this dude, I don't even know what to say, all right? Shady Business in the house. What's going on? What's happening? Okay, what's good to all y'all? Equan in the house. Okay, Big B says he know what he doing. I know. I'm really starting to think that he really is. He's really what they call, man. He's really manufacturing this entire situation, bro. Like I said, man, the man flipped a switch and he just turned into a raving lunatic. And then as soon as he took, like he was in character or something, like he was in a movie, like, okay, action. And he just turns into this character, bro, like on the fly. And it was just nonstop. They were standing up for a whole hour. I know Academics' big ass wanted to sit down so bad. He's just like, we're just going to do it standing right here. Like, run it. And they just ran it, bro. No stops, nothing. Okay. All right. Booty Bang say, listen to Black Skinhead yesterday. And he said, man, when it comes to music, can't nobody fuck with him. That's what he said. He's like, I do music better than everybody else. I'll do your genre of music better than you. Because he said that Frank Ocean hasn't had a hit since him. One thing about Kanye West, man, he is a musical genius, bro. He is a musical genius. I mean, these things that he's done, he's definitely proven himself to be a GOAT, okay? Not the GOAT, but a GOAT. He's on that list, bro. If you don't have him on your list, man, you're keeping him off because of other shit. You're keeping him off of what he said or what he did or how he made you feel or how he behaves. But when you talk about this hip hop shit, you got to put him there. Okay. All right, straight up. All right, okay. Yeah, you got the notifications, all good. Booty Bang, I don't agree with him a lot of things. I got to admit, Shaq, the man says what's on his mind. Respect. I mean, and does it without any remorse. He does it without any fear of retribution. He's been threatened. I know he has. He's been threatened. His life's been threatened. You know, a lot of things that he's been done. They've tried to, you know, commit him, lock him up, keep him on medication, try to control him, you know, politically, all this other shit. And, you know, and he just like, hey, man, there's nothing you can do. You could say he's crazy, man, but is a man that's crazy who has that much influence over millions and millions of people, bro? I mean, his influence, he could say whatever. Nothing's changing the fact that these people are following him, are going to do whatever. He puts out a product. I remember when Kanye West, man, well, how many years ago was it? I remember when it was like, what? Before he started doing all this crazy shit, maybe 5 years ago, bro, he put out a t-shirt when he was with the Gap, when he had his Yeezy Gap deal. The Yeezy Gap t-shirt, it was just a plain white tee, and he sold it for $200, bro. A plain white tee, and it sold out. It didn't have no printing on it, nothing. It was just a white tee. Put it up on the Yeezy site, $200, sold them all, bro. I was like, dude, I'm in the clothing business, man. I know how much, you know, blanks cost. Man, come on, man. Somebody like him could probably get a blank for $1 or less than that. He sold it for $200 and sold out. I was like, man, this dude is on a different level. Okay. Ash says the end things make him lame. Like I said, man, you know, I don't agree with everything, dog. I don't. Okay. I really don't. But like I said before, he mixes it in with things that make sense. Okay, at least to me. He mixes in that rhetoric and the hate speech that he even admitted. He even admitted, man. When his album that he put out with Ty Dolla $ign, I remember we were coming back from Las Vegas when that album came out, and we were listening to it. And I was listening to it on the way home from driving back from Las Vegas, and the album was cracking. It was a cracking album. And he said that that's when he started doing all the, you know, talking about the you know, the Jewish stuff and all of that kind of stuff, and you know, the man with the small mustache that was like this, and talking about all of that. And he said before they put it out, he said that they were getting flack about it, and Ty Dolla $ign, they were flying in the private jet, and he said, I got to say something, Kanye. I got to post something. He says, well, they discussed it. This is what he said in the interview with AKADEMIKS, that you could put that you're not a racist, but Ye is. So he's like, I'm a racist. He admitted, I'm a racist, bro. They profited off of our pain, talking about the African American experience, the black experience, talking about the people who he's talking about. And he says, now I'm going to capitalize off of their pain. So that's his idea. His idea is, you guys capitalize off of us, you know, agree with it or not. I'm telling you what he said. You agree with, you're utilizing what we're saying, all the gangster rap and killing us and killing us and gang activity and all of that. Y'all made all this money. He says, now when I say something about your pain, now is a problem. And you know what, bro? I mean, it depends on how you're going to look at that, man. You're going to look at that. Okay? I mean, two wrongs don't make a right, but he doesn't care about that shit. Kanye really is trying to make a point. Like, he's like, hey, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what I'm doing. Okay? All right. Said, where can you watch the Kanye video? All on YouTube. Just put Kanye West interview, bro. Or Kanye West DJ AKADEMIKS. All right. Okay. Shady Biz. I'm actually listening to a Kanye song now, though. Man, you can't deny the man's music, man. It's kind of like Shady Business. It's kind of like, man, when people used to tell me about O.J. Simpson, okay? And they asked me about O.J. Simpson, because I grew up in that era, man. That was my dude, you know. When I was a kid, he was him. You know, back when I was a kid, there was only about 4 or 5 guys, black athletes that were worldwide that were notable. It was Muhammad Ali, it was O.J. Simpson, it was Dr. J, it was Reggie Jackson, and it was Pele. That was it. That's all I had. My son is going to have hundreds only had 5 dudes. Period. 1 dude in each sport. So when they always talked about OJ, I say, man, you could talk about OJ all you want to, as long as you don't talk about him on that field. When you talk about him on that grass, man, you better watch your mouth. Everything that you talking about him he was already out of the league 20 years by then. He'd already been retired 20 years before that happened. Damn near. He retired in 79. The slow chase was 94. 15 years. He'd already been retired 15 years already. So it's the same way with Kanye, bro. Like, you don't get to slander the man's whole music catalog because of some shit that he said now. Maybe you can judge his music based on the criteria since he's had these episodes, if they're even episodes, and the content of his music based on now, but you can't go back and reformulate the past. People want to go back and re-engineer it. Oh man, he ain't shit. No, dog, he is shit. Look at all the Grammys he won. Look at all the awards he won. Look at all the accolades he got. So it's the same thing, man. When people used to talk to me about OJ, I'm not trying to hear all that shit that he did when he was in his 40s, bro. When he was on that field in the NFL, that's all I talk about. Separate the man from the music, the man from the diamond, the man from the basketball court, the man from the boxing ring, the man from the ice, all of that shit. That's what I do. I separate you, bro. Okay, yeah, over here, we don't want to see you, but here we're not doing that. You're in the Hall of Fame, you're there. Okay, simple as that. All right. Like I said before, man, we in here chilling. Don't worry about anybody in there's walking around with their asses out. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Shady business. Maurice Ross, what's going on, man? Okay. Yeah, man. Kanye was meltdown ever since his mom passed away. His mom definitely, that was a big turning point in his life. But I'll tell you this, though, when a lot of people try to say when Dr. Donda West, his mama passed away, that this is where he really started. But you got to remember when he went on that damn fundraiser, and he was on there with Mike Myers, who was Austin Powers, and he said George Bush doesn't care about black people, and it wasn't on the script. Let's not act like Dr. West wasn't alive. Let's not act like his mother wasn't alive. Let's not act like his mother wasn't his manager when that happened. When he did that, his mother was here. So we can't act like he didn't do anything that was off the chain. Yeah, he did everything that was off the chain after his mother passed. He was doing crazy shit when she was here. Okay? Because that was crazy to do that. All right? Absolutely crazy. Okay. Booty Bags, I guess Kanye ain't going to be hosting a halftime show. No, he ain't going to be hosting no halftime show, man. But he ain't going nowhere, bro. He going to go right over there. He's going to be one of them guys that are going to be living in a different country. I mean, he's an American citizen. So he can come in and out of the country all he wants to. And once all his kids get to of age, Northwest loves him. She's his oldest. All them kids, man, when they get to the point where they're not going to be under Kim's thumb no more, you're going to see him act a fool. You think his youngest is like 8 or 9 or something like that. St. West is like 9 or something like that. So, within the next 10 years, they'll probably be over there with him, and he'll probably create an empire overseas. Because to be honest with you, man, as a person who's been overseas quite a bit, I haven't been to the Far East since I was 3 years old, but I've been to Europe quite a bit. When you're in those different countries, man, being an American, no matter what's going on, you're getting treated like royalty over there. Like, his statements of what he's saying here isn't translating over there. It's not affecting him over there. Over here, nobody wants to talk to him. Nobody's doing business with him. Oh, he's a pariah. Oh, he's all these things. Over there, dog, man, they're gonna give him endorsement deals. He's gonna eat over there. He's gonna be even more wealthy over there because they don't care about American politics and what's going on over here, bro. They don't care about none of that shit. They don't care about what he said or about a certain ethnic group over there. And he could have said something about black folks. They don't give a shit because he's over there. It's what they want and what they think about. As long as he's not disrespecting the Japanese population, he good. He good, bro. So, we're gonna find that out. We're gonna find that out in the near future. Okay. Going on, King in the house. Okay. Shady Ben said, ain't cool on site. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, people talking about everybody's kids. I think definitely that shit that Kanye said about Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids, bro, that's an on site. That's an on site, bro. Might have to put hands on you, dog, but I don't think they're ever going to be. I think Kanye knows what it is. One thing that he definitely does say about Jay, he's like, I don't give a shit about you, give a fuck about you or your killers. He says that. Or he knows Jay has access. Jay is a street nigga. Let's not get it misconstrued. Don't let the billions of dollars make you think that these dudes still ain't about that life. Okay? I mean, people really thought that LeBron James, who is a billionaire, who's 1.2 billion, was too rich and too big and too accomplished to step to Stephen A. But guess what? Your instincts kick in, bro. I don't care how long it hasn't been since you've ridden a bike. Get on the bike, man, and start pedaling. I guarantee you ain't gonna fall. You can get right back on that shit. You ain't been on it in 50 years. You might be wobbling, but your ass is gonna get your balance. And that's what it is, bro. You talk about somebody's kids, you're gonna get some balance quick. Trust me. Don't let this plush ass life get your ass whooped. Okay? Straight up. All right. Stacy Galore said, wearing sweaters in August. He said that John Legend be wearing F word that ends with a T. I ain't saying that on here. Okay. Ass sweater in Barbados. Okay. Smelling like mashed potatoes and shit. I was like, oh man. And I had to think about it. And Stacy, John Legend always got a hot ass sweater, bro. He always got a hot ass sweater, dog. I'm like, damn, nigga. Do you ever wear a tank top? Do you ever wear a white tee? Do you ever wear a wife beater? Do you ever, like, shit? Every time we see this nigga, he got on a damn, just a wool sweater, bro. Like somebody crocheted that shit. That shit was funny, bro. That was funny as hell. I was like, wow. Okay. And he meant it. It wasn't in jest. It wasn't a joke. It was an insult. No laughing by Kanye. Everything he said with vitriol, venom, vinegar. Everything he said it with an attitude. He was not laughing. He was not joking. He never said, yeah, none of that. None of that. None. He meant everything. Okay? Justice said Kanye be clowning. Say, I'm not going to lie what you are saying. I don't support the KKK shit, but man, I think Kanye is my favorite albums of all time. Graduation. Like I said before, you guys, you can't undo history. You can't rewrite it. I mean, you see it trying to be done. You see people trying to rewrite the history books, try to undo laws. That's happening right now in the White House, man. They're trying to undo shit. Okay? Undo all these things that were implemented and try to change and create new amendments to the Constitution. They're trying everything, bro. But like I said before, man, until they do, the facts are the facts. And Kanye has more than a couple of the greatest albums of all time. Late Registration, great album. Graduation, great album. Okay. All those. High School Dropout, great album. College Dropout, excuse me. College Dropout. Those three albums are three of the best albums of all time. Okay? Period. Just music, period. All right? Okay? Yeah, man. Okay? Yeah, man. Funny as hell. You said mashed potato Bill is funny, man. You said you got me on at the dentist? All right, man. Come back with some teeth. All right? Okay? Tiffany says, I really enjoyed that interview. I mean, Kanye is polarizing. He's entertainment. He's entertaining. He's a comfortable entertain. He's an uncomfortable entertainment piece. He'll entertain you, but you'll be cringy on some shit. He'll have you cringe. Because when AKADEMIKS was saying, well, how could you say that about Jay and Beyonce's kids? He says, I'm evil. That was did it hit you when he said it, or did you just, when he said it so cold, and it was like, I'm evil. AKADEMIKS was like, you're looking around to see if the enemy's showing up, dog. Like, is somebody jumping out with a pitchfork around this motherfucker? Like, what's going on? Like when he said that shit, I felt it. I felt it. I felt the evil when he said, and he said it twice, because he said it later. He was like, "Come on now, Ye," because I'm evil. I'm evil. Sit. And then they'll talk about, bro. He's coming with evil intentions, bro. He's really trying to destroy. He's trying to destroy everything that hurt him. He's hurt. He's a very hurt person. He's a very injured person. And he's got that mentality, man. He's got that mentality. I don't think that he's going to go and physically do harm to anybody. I don't think he's on that level. But look at who his heroes are. Look at the people that he champions. Look at the people that he gives praise to. These are all ruthless people, ruthless dictators. He kept referring to himself as the king. Okay? You know what the man with the little mustache used to call himself. Okay? He is on that type of time. All right? He's on that type of time. All right? Don Guillory says everybody mad at Dot. I mean, that's now he who wears the he whose head is heavy that wears the crown. Dot is him. And I think Kanye West doesn't like the fact he's him. Plus, another thing that pisses him off about Kendrick Lamar is that Kendrick Lamar was allegedly the executive producer of Cardi, Playboy Cardi's album. And Kanye was supposed to be on 3 joints. Kanye was supposed to be on the album with his vocals, and he produced 3 songs. And one of the songs that Dot was on was a Kanye West produced song that him and Cardi was on. So I think he's mad because he feels that Kendrick Lamar kept him off of being on that album, which he called F word that ends with a T, ass shit. Okay? So he's mad about that, and he thinks Kendrick is, stifling him from being on albums. But to be honest with you, man, Playboy Cardi's on a label. He's on UMG. And all they got to do is say, no, this ain't coming out with him on it, and just bump it, So, but everybody's mad at Dot. Dot's him, and that's just how it's going to be, man. You want to be number one, they're coming for you. It's that simple, man. As much as we all, the majority of us are, loved Michael Jordan when he was in his prime, ask those players that played against him if they liked Michael Jordan. They hated his ass. He was the one that was preventing them from being a champion. And Jordan's like, I don't give a shit. You're not winning nothing while I'm up here. You're not winning shit. I ain't losing to nobody. The only reason why Houston got 2 titles is because Jordan decided to go play baseball for a year and a half. But when he came back, there wasn't no more winning. There wasn't nobody winning nothing until he retired. Okay? Simple as that. I'm going to go ahead and take this last 3-peat right quick. Y'all ain't winning shit. I don't care if it's John Stockton. I don't care if it's Gary Payton. I don't care if it's Charles Barkley. I don't care if it's Clyde Drexler. I don't care if it's Irvin Magic Johnson. Nobody wins shit while I'm here. So, keep it because, okay. All right. Said Kendrick don't have hits. All right. I mean, everything sounds good until you analyze it. I mean, come on, man. I mean, the man just got record of the year and song of the year. How do you not have a hit? How do you not have a hit when you were number one on the Billboard charts with a single? He's got 2 number 1 singles that he's had on his own. He don't have no features. Who features on Kendrick's shit that ain't SZA? Kendrick don't be having no, this GNX album. He put some of his young homies on, but that's not even an album. Okay, that's pretty much a mixtape. But to say he doesn't have any hits, that's just you talking, bro. I mean, come on, dog. All right, let's not do that. All right. Don Guillory, Illmatic is the best hip-hop album. It all depends on what era you from and what part of the country you from. I'm from the West Coast. Yeah, Illmatic is one of the greatest albums of all time. I don't think it's better than The Chronic. I don't. Okay? And really has nothing to do with the fact it's West Coast. I just know the impact that it had. That album changed the way music was made. Nobody made albums as clean as that. You talk about the albums that came out before Public Enemy, all the East Coast albums all had a grimy sound, All was lo-fi. All of them used 12-bit sampling. You're talking to a musician. You're talking to a guy who produced during that era. Okay? Dr. Dre's albums were clean like that. It was recorded digitally. Like his album were digital clean albums, like along the lines of a Michael Jackson album or a Prince album. And it was clean as hell. And look who was introduced on it. Look who was put on that album. You ain't even heard of these dudes. You never heard of Snoop Doggy Dogg. Man, you didn't hear him. You didn't hear the Dog Pound. You didn't hear all these dudes that came out, bro. Switched the whole shit from the East Coast, took the whole genre and flipped it here. That's why it's the great GOAT album to me. It changed everything, bro. That album flipped it from it being New York to West Coast. That's why I say it's great. Okay? But Illmatic is a dope ass album. Okay? Shade of Business, man. Good Kid, Mad City is a whole hit. That whole album was like a movie. Like I said, man, it's just Kanye West. If we know Kanye has more hits than Kendrick Lamar. Let's not cap. Okay? Kendrick Lamar doesn't have as many hits as Drake. Kendrick Lamar doesn't have as many hits as Kanye. Drake don't have as hits as Kanye. They probably pretty much neck and neck. But if you look at the hits and look at what they are, different. But Dot is critically acclaimed. Okay, so when you look at okay, you guys got the hits. That's what y'all got. Let's go look in the Grammy room and see who's winning the awards. Okay, who won a Nobel Prize as a rapper? I got a Nobel Peace Prize, homie. Like there's shit you never be able to compete. Okay. When you say Nobel Peace Prize, you're talking about Martin Luther King Jr. You're talking about Albert Einstein. You're talking about dudes like that. And then you got to say Dot. You got to say Kendrick Lamar. There ain't no... How many songs of the year did you win? How many records of the year did you win? And I did it on a diss record. Kendrick's not done, bro. He's... Okay. Like I said before, all the shit talking that's on here, okay? All the shit talking that's on here. See it where it says Kendrick right here? There isn't really that much shit talking outside of if Kendrick wants to jump, understand that tweet I put out is the energy I'm having. In other words, I'm going to call your kids the R word. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. Is that the worst you're going to be able to do to Kendrick? Yay? Is that the worst you're going to be? I mean, Drake did that already. Didn't Drake talk about K-Dot's kids already? Like, I don't think that's going to faze Kendrick. I don't think you threatening him on a tweet. I don't think that that's going to work. I think, you need to leave Dot alone. And I think Dot, you need to leave Kanye alone. You don't need to fuel him. Let him rant and rave and do what he do, dog. But he knows, because if that's the softest you're going to come, you said FJZ, you said false idol, you called Cole a false idol, you said all this stuff about Cardi, you said all this stuff about all these other people. But all you said was Drake was a million times better and a million times more important, and that's it. No, I don't see the smoke being asked for. And why say that? Just put out a joint. Come on, Ye. You're a musical genius, bruh. Put out a song. Put his name in it. That's all you got to do. You want to talk about tweets and posts and shit. Dot don't do the post shit. I know I interviewed Dot. Right here on this channel. Make sure you go check out my interview with Kendrick Lamar that I did back in the days. It's on his channel, dog. I sat down with that brother and talked to him. You can hear it and everything. Okay? So if anybody knows, Dot ain't fearing Kanye West. That's not a problem. The problem is, why let him get me off of what I'm doing? Like, I'm winning right now. I don't have time to play around with niggas that's trying to get back. Kanye's trying to get it back. It's me now, okay? Straight up, okay? Justin Saw said children shouldn't be brought into anything. Yeah, man, unless they're a certain age, Justin Saw. I mean, the amount of people that says, oh, man, LeBron James, man, Bronny's 20 years old. Dog, what the hell does that mean? That means I ain't a dad no more? When I was hearing that shit, that just showed me there's a lot of niggas that got daddy issues. A lot of men out there. Y'all got daddy issues. You don't know how it feels for your father to go hard for you. He might have went hard for you until you turned 18 and then threw your ass out. Like, he was down for you until you became 18. Shit. Like, everybody isn't raised like that. Okay? I'm OG. I can get on the phone and call my dad and say, Dad, I got a situation, and my dad's gonna help me out if I need it. Okay? Like, man, family's family, bro. I don't know where these fools getting this shit from. Like, Braun wasn't supposed to check him. He was supposed to. That's my seed. I'm definitely gonna talk shit to your ass. Did I mention your kids? Braun never mentioned Stephen A. got 2 daughters. Have you ever seen them? Have you ever heard of them? Do you know their names? Yeah, because Steve doesn't want you to know his daughters. He don't want you to know their names. He keep them under wraps. Okay? You've never seen Stephen A. with his kids. Never. Tell me when you've seen him on First Take. Tell him when you've seen him on a red carpet. So to a man that doesn't even let his kids be around, be visible, you ain't talking about my son. I don't give a damn if he's 37. Simple as that. Salute to LeBron James for keeping his kids out of it. But Kendrick Lamar didn't keep Adonis out of it. When he did Meet the Grams, all he did was write a letter to him telling him that your dad is a horrible person. And when you grow up, you're going to understand why I said this shit. But he never said nothing disrespectful. Drake did. That's why Drake got that not like us on his ass. Okay? And trust me, there's more. If Drake wants to get squirrely, all he has to do is say something. Because Kendrick said, I got 5 plus 5, that equals 10. I got 10 more joints for his ass. So that's what it is. Okay. Don Gilbert said the Kendrick hate is hazy. Daddy's discography is crazy. No hits is foul. Man, like I said before, Kanye West is a very jealous guy. And his rationale on that, and academics, as best as he could have done. And to be honest with you, somebody who's definitely pro Drake, he was very, very, he didn't even say nothing about that. He didn't jump on anything. He was being neutral. He said, well, don't you think that, you're being a little bit too harsh? And he was like, nah, man, jealous. He said, aren't you sounds like some people would say you're jealous. And he goes, yeah. Kanye said, yeah, I am jealous. He says, but God is jealous. So he's looking at him like, like he calls himself. Okay. Yeezy. God. I'm a jealous God. If you ain't worshiping me, I'm taking you out. Okay. Justice Sauce says you love Kim K back in 2017. So thick and beautiful. After face up. Hey man, what's her face? Her face, bro. Simple as that. It's her face. She can do what she want to do with it. I mean, and to give, and to be honest, bro, she is in her 40s now, dog. Like, she's not going to look like she looked before. You got to have that maintenance. You got to have that maintenance, bro. Okay. All right. Okay. Kendrick has some hits, but not as many as Drake. That's true. That's absolutely true. But does that matter now? Who has the hits now? It ain't Drake. It ain't Drake. Drake ain't dropped no hits. He dropped a whole album. What happened? Like I said, man, somebody's hot right now. Okay, cool. Simple as that. Yeah, he does have more hits, but Kendrick keep putting out songs and Drake don't got no songs. Those numbers start getting. Drake better drop something hot, bro. It's been over a year. It's been well over a year, like a year and a half. Tell me a joint that Drake has dropped that's hot. This new Nokia song I just heard, it's cool, but it's a woman, it's a strip club song. Okay, we were playing it this weekend. I told my wife, I said, hey man, put on that new Nokia. I want to hear it. It was a old Luke Skywalker beat and strip club beat. For somebody who used to be in the strip clubs all the time, dog. When I was in the South, I was like, yeah, man, they're gonna be booty shaking to this, they're gonna be twerking to this, but there ain't no hit. Okay, there ain't no hit. Where's the hit at? Why are you putting on these little soft, let me see what's going to hit? Like Drake is just throwing things out there to see if it's going to stick. Just put out a project, bro. Let's see. So that is true, though. Shady Business said, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Yeah, I mean, he got a lot of hits. Okay. Humble was a #1 hit. I remember when they were saying, oh, this is the first hit, when Not Like Us hit #1 on Billboard. You had all these people who don't know shit talking about, oh, this is Kendrick's first hit. No, it ain't. Humble was his first #1 hit. Okay? That was what? 2017, 2018? Okay? Bitch, sit down. Be humble. That was a #1 song on Billboard. What are you talking about? But they don't want to give the man credit because they don't want him to be where he is. But hey, what can you do about it? Beat him. All right. Okay. He's dead straight up. Said, I like both artists. I don't get into this crazy beef or whatever they're calling it. Nothing wrong with liking both artists. Nothing wrong with it. You don't got to pick a side. You don't. People do pick sides, but you don't got to. I mean, it's all about what you're putting in on your playlist and what you're listening to. Okay? You know, I'm always going to have songs of Drake that I like. Always. Always going to have songs of Kendrick that I like. Okay? That's the beauty of it. We got both of them. I don't have to choose. Okay? This is like people used to say, hey, Shaq, Prince or Michael Jackson? Like, who do you like? But if you only had to pick one. See, because that's what people want to do. People want to try to paint you into a corner. And I'm like, I can't do it. Come on, Shaq, which one? No, there is no which one, bro. I can't have one without the other, bro. Like, that's not happening. Simple as that. It's not happening. Michael Jackson made me love music. Prince made me want to play music. Like, I'm not me without both of those guys. I need both of those guys to be who I am as a human being. Without one of them, I'm not me. I don't know who I am. I'm not who I am today. I'm not Matthew Shaq Unfiltered. I'm not on this channel. I don't have none of this shit. All this shit came from my music and me segueing from being a music producer and artist to doing celebrity interviews to doing this. Like, without music, I'm not here. So there is no choose between Prince and Michael Jackson. That ain't happening. You better find somebody else to ask those stupid ass questions to. So what I'm saying to you, Tiffany, is you don't got to choose. You could pick them all. You could pick and throw Cole in there if you want to. Okay, it don't matter. Can't nobody tell you what to pick or choose a side or whatever. That's for you to decide. Okay. All right, Daniel Berry Sports. Don Guillory said Ye did everything to himself except the Adidas Gap backstab. Well, you knew that was coming. You knew that was coming. When you're a genius like that, because you know, when he started designing shoes and he started doing the Yeezys for Nike, and if you're a sneakerhead like me, man, you know the Red October Nike shoe, that's a $20,000 shoe, bro. That shoe isn't even, Jordan didn't have nothing to do with it. That's a shoe that Mike never put his foot in, never knew nothing about it. That's a $20,000 shoe, man. If you can get Red October, it's a $20,000 shoe. And when he started designing those shoes and they blew up, man, and them Yeezys with Nike, those are grails, bro. But Nike was like, we'll pay you to design them, but you're not going to get a residual. You're not going to get a residual on that because you have to be an athlete. You didn't have a deal. So when he went to Adidas, I was like, yeah, Adidas is giving you this, but Adidas is going to take that intellectual property, which is exactly what they did. Okay, he became a billionaire at that point because of the shoes and the distribution and all of that. But when he started saying stuff they didn't like, bro, that's when they start trying to steal his shit. And it's like anything else. You're on a record company, you're blowing up. They're going to keep your masters. They're going to keep your schematics. If you're working at Intel and you design a microchip that's going to change how the computers are processed, they're keeping all your work. You're getting your little $200,000 a year to be an engineer, and you're creating something that's going to make them billions. After a while, you're like, man, why am I doing this, bro? Why am I keep creating things for people to take? So then that's when he decided to do all this crazy stuff about the swastika and the party and the little mustache man and all that shit, doing all that crazy shit so he can get dropped from the label, get dropped from Gap, get out of his Gap deal, get out of his shoe deal, get out of his Balenciaga deal. Now he does all his own manufacturing. He got all the tricks. He knows all the manufacturers. He knows all the shoe people. He knows everything. He got his own website. He even does his own commercials on Super Bowl. Don't forget that he just had a Super Bowl commercial with him at the dentist. Remember when he was, and he has mouth open, he was talking, paid $4.5 million on that, put the swastika shirt out, sold that. Like, you can't cancel a man that doesn't need you, bro. He doesn't need you for anything. He doesn't need you for a job. He doesn't need you for occupation. He doesn't need you for a salary. He doesn't need you for his place to live. He don't need you, man. He's self-sufficient. He lives off the land. So that's what's going on with that. Okay. Shady Business talking to Tiff. Said can probably talk him into having those kids. You knew you were going to secure the bag through the children. I don't even think she planned on spending the rest of her life with him anyway. I think they both used each other. Tiffany, in my opinion, allegedly, I think they both were in a means to an end. I think that Kanye West was seeing. This is my opinion. I think Kanye West was seeing his idol, and he said it before. Jay-Z is his idol, and what he was doing with Beyonce, and him getting with Beyonce, and how that elevated both of their careers. Jay-Z and Beyonce's union raised both of them to where they're at. It's a lot easier to build when you got somebody to build with, okay? And Kanye didn't have that. He tried to make Amber Rose, which is how you know Amber Rose, you tried to take her out the strip club and make her into your muse, and that didn't work. Then you pick Kim because Kim already had the hype and all that. You're like, oh man, I could build with her. But everything that he did with those two people, they already had some strikes against them already. If you look at Kim's situation with Ray J and the video and all of that, she was more infamous than Kanye. Kanye didn't have all that going on. He didn't have all that at that time. He didn't have all that kind of stuff. And Amber Rose being, in the strip club. I mean, I love strippers. I mean, shit, that was my thing, okay, back in the days. You got with somebody, man, who wasn't clean like Beyonce was. Beyonce was gonna be who she was without Jay. Jay was already who he was without her. So that was just a perfect storm of two people getting together and building an empire. But Kim wouldn't be a billionaire without Kanye. And Kanye wouldn't be where he is without Kim. But unfortunately for them, I think they both were using each other, and it just got to the point where they couldn't do it anymore. All right. Don Guillory says inclusion is a hell of a drug. Yeah, man, it is. It's very addicting. All right. Shady Business says land in Palm Springs, out there in this Palm Springs. Yeah, I know it ain't raining out there, dog. I already know it's nice. Shady Business, what was it? Before my son was born, maybe like 6 years ago, me and my wife were having our anniversary, and we went to San Diego, which was a bad decision because it literally took me 6 hours to drive from LA to San Diego. The traffic was so damn bad. It was horrible. And when we got down there, all it was doing was raining. And I went ahead and said, you know what? Let's go to Palm Springs. So we got up that next morning, man. We checked out the hotel, got in the car, and we drove. Man, when we got to Palm Springs, the weather was perfect, bro. Spent the rest of our weekend in Palm Springs, chilling. Food was good, weather was good. And trust me, Palm Springs is there for a reason, bro. It's there for when you want to get away from the rain and the crazy shit. Palm Springs. Okay. All right, running on EA8. He says, Cardi rated to Kanye? No, they're not related. College Dropout, great album. All three of those. Okay. Yeah. Go listen to the GOAT, Roast Kanye, woke shit. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people got on his ass. Okay. Run the likes up, y'all. All right. Zaire said the same thing about R. Kelly. Oh, and Kanye West, when Academics showed up, why did he have a Sean John shirt on? He had a Sean John. I haven't seen a Sean John shirt in forever. He had a Sean John shirt on, and he said that he saw a lot of correlations between him and Diddy because of the whole Diageo alcohol situation when Diddy had the problem with the alcohol thing when he was trying to get some money out of them, and he said in Adidas. And that's what happens, man, when you sell your influence and you sell your image and your ideas to one of these companies and you're getting paid, you got to play along, bro, or they'll destroy you. They'll take your shit and destroy you. So that's pretty much what happened. Okay, I'm staying on subject, you guys. We'll talk about some other things after this. I'm gonna stay on subject. We have to do this. We have to start having other subject matter on this channel, bro. Can talk about the same thing every day. Okay, favorite song, Jesus Walks. That was a hell of a song. Jesus Walks. I have a song playing like that in a religious song playing in rotation on regular radio stations was a big thing, bro. That was huge. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Jerry said that the crown has horns. Ooh. Okay, straight up. Okay. Said Black Dot is better than Jay-Z. I mean, if you want to talk about technical, I mean, and Steph Curry's a better three-point shooter than Michael Jordan. You're talking about skill sets. LeBron James is a better passer than Michael Jordan. What are we doing? I mean, we're just chopping the steak up in smaller pieces, bro. Like, I don't want my steak cut up like I'm 4 years old, bro. Like, okay, Black Dot might be better. Maybe he's a better lyricist. Maybe he isn't. But is he a better artist? No. No matter what you say, you can every individual skill that's a basketball player, you can find somebody that's better than Jordan on that skill. Dennis Rodman was a better rebounder. Kobe Bryant had a better long point game than him. You can break down and say this person's better than this person, Jordan, all day. But when you start putting the sandwich together and you put the package together, yeah, I don't think anybody's better than Jordan. So yeah, we can say that. But hey, I mean, are you going to buy a hamburger and just eat the pickles? Oh man, these pickles are better than the ones at Burger King. McDonald's pickles are the greatest. Are we talking pickles or are we eating a burger? Like, just saying. Okay. Jesus, America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate from Ice Cube is one of the best albums ever. Oh, I got both of those, and I got Kill It Will too. I mean, I got all those CDs, and I mean, I got like thousands of vinyl. Like my studio, man, I got everything up there. Got all my equipment, all my guitars, all my shit, everything up there. But I got records, bro. I got records. Kill It Will, bro, that album. Come on, bro. I mean, Death Certificate, America's Most Wanted, what's Cube's, the album after Death Certificate, man. When he's smoking the pipe. I can't think of the album name. But yeah, man, it's a bunch of them. Okay. Yeah. All right. Body Count. All right. Buzz in the House. Going on. Big Gucci. We need to forget that, he's not going to drop any good albums no more in life. Pablo was the last album. Jesus King, but I'm not religious. Well, like I said before, man, I'm willing to believe that Kanye West has good albums in him. The problem is ain't nobody going to say it's good. Like, he's made himself into such a pariah, you can't even judge him for his music anymore. Like, if you give Kanye, he's done so much shit talking that if he does anything that you give him credit for, you're going to be accused of all types of shit. You're going to be accused of being a race baiter. You're going to be accused of being all these things, bro. You know what you're going to be accused of, man, because he's made himself to be that. And I don't think that he's lost his musical talents just because he's having these rants. No, the cat still knows what the hell he's doing. Kanye could still make a bomb-ass album right now. The album that he just put out was good. The problem was he couldn't get any clearances, sample clearances. He's getting sued for copyright infringement. Nobody wants to help this cat. Nobody's like, oh, you sampled my record. No, I don't want you sampling my record. Know this, know that. So I don't think that he's not going to make a good album. I think he's going to make good music, but you're not going to be able to say it's good. You're not going to be able to say it's good because if you do, you're condoning everything else. You're co-signing his entire movement by saying anything positive about him. If you're not saying he's crazy, if you're not saying he's a lunatic, if you're not saying he's off his meds, if you're not saying any of that, if you're saying, yeah, you know what, I can kind of see his point, or yeah, there was some things, you're gonna be judged, dog. And you know what? Most people aren't. They're not strong enough to be judged, or you're not in that position to be judged like that. So if you're not about that life, don't say shit positive about that man. Don't start walking around. Don't show up to work in a late registration T-shirt or some shit. Then you'll wonder why when it's time for people to start getting let go, your ass will be the first on that list. So like I said, man, I don't think that his music ability's gone anywhere. I think Kanye West is still good at what he does. But are you gonna be brave enough to stand on that island, especially if you're in the industry? If you're on the Grammy nominee board, are you gonna nominate Kanye West for a Grammy if his album is that good? Hey, these are the kind of things that I don't think people are gonna want to do. You ain't gonna want to attach your name to Kanye West because you're gonna alienate that person and those people and them over there and them over here. You'd be like, you know what, it ain't worth it to me. I kind of like my plush life. I kind of like my job. I kind of like driving my 5 Series, Mercedes Benz. I kind of like being able to be getting, recognized and my phone calls returned and shit. So that's how I think. All right. KW said, I sound like Benny the Butcher. That's a compliment. Okay. All right. If the Pyros and Crips all got along, I can't remember the name of that song, but that's his first hit. Yeah, man. I mean, Dot has hits, but Dot represents more than just him. See, Kendrick Lamar represents this whole LA, bro, the whole West Coast. Like, the industry wants Kendrick to do what he's doing, but some of these people are still trying to fight it because it took a long time for the West to not be in charge of the music industry, and it took the South to do that. Ever since 92 and Dre and them and Death Row and all of them took over, then in the late 90s when Outkast and everybody started, with the Aquemini album and all of that shit came out, and the South started taking over, New York has not gotten it back. The East Coast has not recovered in 30 years, bro. 33 years, they have not been the mecca of hip-hop anymore. The South has been holding on to it since the late 90s. But now the West Coast, Kendrick is the man now. Then you had the Canada run. So after the South was Drake. That's a whole nother country. So a lot of people, man, they don't want Kendrick to be him, dog. Kanye West is a nigga from Chicago. He's a Midwest nigga. He ain't trying to have Kendrick be that man, but he knows that Kendrick is the shit. But he doesn't want that. He wants it to be him. But you're 47 years old now, dog, and you're a pariah, man. Like, you can't even book a venue. He can't even have a venue in the States because it's gonna get shut down. When was the last time you heard Kanye West was performing here in the States? There's no insurance company that's gonna give him a bond for insurance. There's no venue that's gonna let him be there. He gotta go outside. You wanna see Kanye West perform, you're gonna fly to Tokyo to go see his ass. Okay? Chosey said even the university can own the rights. Okay? Said ADHD. All right. Big Gucci said, bro, that reminds me that Amber Rose is responsible for one of the biggest heartbreak albums in the history of music. Yeah, 808 and Heartbreaks. Kanye West got plenty of them joints, bro. But he's just not going to get the critical acclaim. They're not going to give it to him. They're not, bro. Nobody wants to look like you supporting a racist, bro. Nobody wants to look like that. Nobody wants to look like that. Well, man, the album was good. He's a racist. I can't believe. Like, it's not going to happen. Okay? Yeah, the interview was entertaining. I'm not going to say it's good or bad. That's not for me to decide. It was entertaining. That's what it was, bro. You just want to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? You're flipping through the channels, bro. There's nothing on. And you click a channel and you see something that catches your eye, and then you just sit there and watch it, and the next thing you know, it's over. Like, what movie is this? Like, that's what it was, bro. I just stumbled upon it. I didn't even know there was an interview. I just stumbled upon it, like Kanye West and AKADEMIKS, and I was watching it. I was like, man, this shit is crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's gonna blow your mind, man. That somebody actually, a black person actually interviewed another black person with a Ku Klux Klan mask on, even though it was leather and it was black. It's still a KKK hood. I mean, and he did the whole interview with it on. I mean, you're just like, what in the hell is this? Yeah, go watch that shit, but don't watch it at work. Don't watch it nowhere where you're gonna get in trouble at. Don't lose your job because you're in somebody else's in somebody else's business. You ain't in that position. Yeah, your ass better. Now me, shit, ain't nobody do nothing to me because I don't work for nobody. But if I did, I wouldn't be playing it at work. That's for damn sure. All right, straight up. Yeah, the Predator. I couldn't think of the album. Thanks, Big Gucci. That Predator album. That was when Cube was on fire. Cube was just dropping. He was dropping shit like pigeons back then, bro. Okay. All right. Okay, man. All right. Okay. Okay. Nasty Martinez. Rap hit list. Yeah, a bunch of them. All right. Okay, you guys. All right, RTAC, appreciate that. All right, you guys, man. Oh, the sun comes. Oh, now the sun comes out. I'm okay. So I'm gonna come back a little bit later. Talk some other things, but definitely wanted to talk about this Kanye West interview, man. I'm probably gonna watch it again when I'm bored. Ain't nothing cracking. Ain't nothing going on. You know, I wake up in the middle of the night, man, put on my headphones or my earbuds and watch it again because it was entertaining. And that shit he said about John Legend was legendary. That shit was funny as hell. All right, man, I'll holler at y'all. I'll be back later, though. I'm at the check a filter.